The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Thousands cheer on presidential candidate and Vice President Leni Robredo and her running mate Senator Kiko Pangilinan as they hold a proclamation rally in Quezon City. To give us more details, we now have Camille Samonte. She's reporting live from Quezon City. Good morning, Camille. Could you give us the latest?
Charles, thousands of supporters of Robredo Pangilinan tandem held a proclamation rally at the Quezon Memorial Circle. A sea of pink and loud cheers welcomed the motorcade of Robredo Pangilinan in Quezon Memorial Circle. Dubbed as the Pink Sunday, the rally was attended by various volunteer groups from the youth sector, urban poor, labor sector, and even those from the LGBT community and different K-pop fandoms. The Pink Sunday rally is also hosted by celebrities Cherry Pie Picache, Pinky Amador, Agot Isidro, and Nikki Valdez. Celebrity singer Between Escalante sang the national anthem, while veteran filmmaker Joel Lamangan kicked off the rally with a speech. During her speech, Robredo said she was overwhelmed with the support of the Quezon City residents. Robredo admits she was only expecting a smaller crowd of around 5,000 individuals. Robredo also alluded to the infamous Len series, saying that they are working hard day and night to help and reach out more people. Charles, earlier today, Robredo also had a courtesy call with Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte and other councilors. Belmonte, however, is yet to confirm if she will endorse the Robredo Pangilinan tandem. Charles?
Thanks for that, Camille. That was Camille Samonte reporting live from Quezon City. Presidential candidate Leody de Guzman slams Senator Amy Marcos's short film, mocking those who work long hours. Recall that the senator was included in a viral video that said people who worked for 18 hours a day were either lying or stupid. De Guzman says Marcos probably never experienced being a worker who had to have various side jobs to augment their low salaries. He added that in the older times, workers had to work for around 12 to 16 hours per day without any overtime pay. And De Guzman also said that the labor sector is continuously fighting to shorten the workday. In other news, a majority of Filipinos see the end of the coronavirus pandemic by this year. An SWS survey conducted last December showed that 51% of Filipinos believe that the crisis will end this year, while around half expect COVID-19 to halt by June and the other half by December. Meanwhile, 45% of respondents say that the pandemic will end after 2022, and the SWS says most of those who believe that COVID-19 will end this year are from Mindanao. As Valentine's Day draws near, malls in the metro are now filled with decorations specially made for the Day of Love. Gerard de la Peña with the story.
This shopping mall in Taguig is ready to welcome Valentine's Day. With red decorations and hearts all over its premises. But as early as now, they are expecting more people to visit the mall days before Valentine's Day. With a continuous decline in cases, many people are getting more confident going out. Like the Cruz couple who are celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary.
May booster na kami, okay na po.
Nagbabitamins naman para healthy yung kalusugan namin. So ngayon lang kami lumabas ulit sa tagal ng ilang years na hindi kami lumalabas.
Malls have adopted health protocols to ensure safety of visitors. Restaurants have also arranged their tables to ensure that physical distancing is observed. Those who want to be extra safe may opt for al fresco dining or drive-and-dine option.
Very challenging po, but we've adapted na since medyo matagal-tagal na rin po itong pandemic natin. So we have learned and we have used the practices that are best practices that we have learned. We took into consideration that we still have naman yung virus.
Foot traffic is expected to increase, just the same as last Christmas season when cases were low. With this, those who will spend the weekend or Valentine's Day at the malls are reminded to always observe minimum public health standards. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, We Are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Here are some of the top stories we're following across the nation. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez hails Boracay as a role model for other tourist spots. Galvez says the island's zero coronavirus case count is a feat to follow, despite the fact that Boracay has been accepting tourists from various parts of the country. He also lauded the vaccination rollout in Boracay, with 100% of its population already fully vaccinated. The Foreign Affairs Department says more than 2,000 undelivered passports are now ready for pickup at various claiming sites nationwide. DFA Undersecretary Brigido Dulay said these passports have been processed between July 7, 2021 to February 8. However, the department told passport applicants to wait for a confirmation first before picking up their passports. And Navotas has kicked off its booster program for bedridden residents. The mobile vaccination team will be visiting bedridden residents to administer AstraZeneca booster shots. And although Mayor Toby Tiangco said registration is a must for their team to determine which homes must be visited for booster vaccination. Aside from the coronavirus's variants, the world is also urged to look out for the effects of so-called long COVID. Yale School of Medicine professor Akiko Iwasaki tells us what causes the symptoms of long COVID. Let's watch this.
There's a lot of clues we're gathering, and it's very, very interesting, but we're not there to say that this is what's going on. Long COVID is probably driven by multiple drivers, and some people may have combination of these drivers, and that will dictate the type of therapy that are appropriate for each person. Yeah, I think ultimately they will explain the kinds of symptoms people are experiencing. For instance, antibodies that target different aspects of the brain, or peripheral nerves or endothelial cells, they would have very different consequences. And so we'd like to sort of map out, where the reactivities are, what kind of signals are being blocked or induced by those antibodies, and whether that correlates with the organs in which these sort of antigens are expressed. And then, it's also possible that it's the persistent virus or viral reservoir, remnants of the virus that's persisting. Maybe it's a combination of these sort of triggers that would chronically stimulate the immune system into thinking there's a virus, plus that's driving some autoimmune cells. And, so that combined together causes these long-term symptoms. the microclots and the thrombosis and things that happen sort of downstream of all these things that I'm talking about, I think they're obviously driven by something, right? So what's driving these clots? Is it the immune complex that's made between the spike and the antibody? Or is it the autoantibody? Is it platelets that's being targeted? You know, there are lots of possibilities, and that's why collaboration between these groups are important. And I'm involved in so many collaborations, but we have to look at it holistically.
And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.